Saturday morning, everybody. We're back again here on SportsChat. Everyone's always right for an upset in the first round because those teams that they're playing are conference champions.
If somebody can afford to pay me $120 million, how much money you think they got?
Well, hello, everybody. We're back here this Saturday morning here on SportsChat. I love that. If they got $120 million, how much money you think if they can pay me? How much you think they got?
That's a perfect.
That's just a fact.
There's levels to everything. There's levels to everything.
Yeah. Well, we got Ron. We found Ron this morning. What's going on with you, Ron? How you been?
Hey man, glad to be back with the team. As we get closer to the beloved football season, I'll be resuming my attendance in SportsChat. It gets a little boring. It's a little boring after
little quiet time and spring and summer. You know, we're not on every Saturday. Mainly, you know, I have little league games and a lot of stuff going on church wise on Saturdays. But we're here when we can get in. So everybody, if you're out there, come on, join us. Lots been happening. Ron, as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, I don't know how true it is, but I read yesterday that Aaron Rodgers told them that he'd come, but they couldn't draft Shador. I don't know if that's just social media nonsense or whatever, but nonetheless, you got Aaron Rodgers coming to Pittsburgh. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I'll say this, man, and I as I get older, I probably become the get off my lawn guy, right? But the thing I say is that I think he's the best quarterback they had since Ben Roethlisberger retired. You know, Aaron Rodgers obviously can be what we call a problem child, and he's a unique character and all that stuff. I think the Steelers knew all along, ultimately, that they would sign him. I think he knew that too, and they were just giving him the time to do what he needed to do. A guy of his age, you know, 20 plus years in the league, you know, he can learn an offense. All the plays, I mean, it's not that many plays, right?
Well, I mean, what more does he need to learn that he doesn't know?
Right, exactly. So I think they knew all along when they would let him get in there. You know, mandatory camp starts next week. He signed, and then, you know, he's just right to come in there. They've had young guys in there. They've had they brought back Mason Rudolph. They've had experiments, you know, with Russ and Justin Fields, who I thought they should have signed. But either way, right, I think Rodgers is probably better than all of those guys. And even at his advanced age, he's still better than anybody they have on the roster right now. So all they could do is take.
Yeah, well, the question is, you don't know really what you're going to get because of his age.
Yeah,
right. That's the only minus. If he comes in, stays healthy, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is too, you know, in 2023 when Mason Rudolph took over for Kenny Pickett when they had those issues after he was injured, he really didn't play that bad. He's 29 years old. They drafted him, you know, years ago, and you know, it is what it is. I mean, he's going to play the best he can play. And until you get a guy that's your next franchise quarterback, you're going to have to play with what you have. I mean, you take a shot with Rodgers, you see how he does. He doesn't. It doesn't hurt anything. It doesn't hurt anything if he, you know, if he doesn't play great. They just move on to Rudolph and they go from there. And they did draft a kid from Ohio State, Will Howard. So they have a young player to throw in there and see how he is. You know, the other thing with Howard is he is a national champion. He played 6 years, I think, in college. He's played a lot of football. So
right, yeah. Well, I think Howard's a good young pick. I mean, he played a lot of football, played at a very high competitive levels, and he's young, you know. So, nothing wrong there, you know. If he has to come in, they prepare him. You know, we see how it goes. And here's the thing: every team in the league is a quarterback getting hurt from a way to go into a lesser person. Every team. So.
It is what it is, man. I mean, look, if you got Rodgers now and you put him in there, you let him lead the team, and you go from there. They got a lot of veteran guys on that team, you know, the T.J. Watts and the Cam Haywards and stuff. that will keep the balance of power in the locker room. You know, you let Rodgers come in and lead the squad. I mean, even at his advanced age, again, at the end of the last year, he played pretty well for the Jets. You know, they were not a great team, but you know, he put some numbers up. He was coming off of the Achilles and stuff. Maybe he's a year, you know, removed from that, and maybe he's in shape. Maybe he's, you know, just better. So we'll see what happens. The Steelers want to run the ball anyway, so we'll see. We'll see. I'll take.
Well, I mean, they did go get what's the name from Seattle, so
yeah, DJ Metcalf. So we'll
they
take.
got big D, you know, they got big Metcalf out there. So push come to shove, Rogers throw it up to Metcalf, he go gets it. You know,
We'll take.
we'll see how it goes.
That's it.
We'll see how. Well, what else been happening with you? Been a while. What's going on? What's going on down in Atlanta your way, sports wise?
Well, you know, the Falcons have started their mini camp. I thought they had a good draft. They really tried to pay attention to their defense. They got the kid from Georgia, and the other defensive end there from Tennessee. They shored up their secondary with a couple of, you know, studs from Oklahoma and Notre Dame. So, you know, I think that they're addressing the needs that they have. I think they're probably taking the right approach for the Falcons. You know, they got Penix in there to be the young QB, and then adding, you know, and trying to build that defense with a lot of young cornerstones. They should be an improved team. Now, it's Atlanta, and you know, those teams, they find a way to lose.
You know, it's amazing in sports. Certain teams just do what certain people. You know, was it Forrest Gump that says stupid is what stupid does? Was that his line? One of the line? And so there are some teams that do what they do.
Yeah,
no matter what happens, they do what they do. It just kind of works out for them that way. With matter of fact, speaking of teams do what they do, how about the Knicks firing Tibbs? Give me your opinion on firing Tibbs? Come on, I mean, come on.
I think you hit it on the head. You said stupid is and stupid does.
they just do, the Knicks just do what they do. I mean, come on. You go to the conference final first time in 25 years and fire the coach.
Yeah, they are, their front office has boggled my mind for almost 40 years now, man. Like, you know, going back to the 80s and the crazy trades and the trading the Strickland and drafting Mark Jackson and then getting rid of Jackson too. I mean, and bringing in old Mo Cheeks at the time, like all those kind of crazy moves that they made at, you know, over the years. So I think the Knicks are the same. It just continues, man. It's just the same.
Unbelievable.
City excited again. They had all the buzz, all of that. And all they had to do was just let Tibbs, you know, tweak it a little bit, get a guy here, a guy there, and they could have been right there, man. I mean, they did beat the world champion.
And what they need is a consistent shooter.
Yeah.
They don't have they don't have a consistent shooter. I tell you one thing, you know, because I've been watching I watched the game the other night. The thing I do like about Indiana and Oklahoma City is that they go to the basket, people.
They do.
They go to the basket. They play basketball as close to the right way as it's being played nowadays. They go to the basket, they drive the basket. Indiana may kick it out a little more than OKC do, but SGA, that they matter of fact, I never thought in my life when it came to basketball, Ron, that I would hear people complaining about a person going to the foul line too much. What in the world have we got here?
Listen, I played for Coach Mike Long. Shout out to Coach Long, who has over 500 and something college wins, or 490, some ridiculous number.
Yeah.
My all-time winningest coach at Hudson Valley, got the numbers for Sage and for St. Rose, right? Outstanding coach. I learned how to play basketball under Coach Long, right? Physical. He used to say, we're gonna hit people. We're gonna hit people. Set screens, go to the basket. Some of the stuff I see in pro basketball today, man, running to the free throw line or running to the three-point line when you got an open layup. I mean, it just wouldn't have been tolerated under a coach like that.
And the worst part about it is the bigs out there too.
Yeah, it's just
So you're going to the line, but you got nobody underneath the rebound when you miss.
Right. I'm struggling with basketball in general just because of the style of play. It's wide open. I know it's a 3-point shootout now. It's just it just goes against my principles of basketball that I learned, man. And
well, here's the thing, though. It's funny because I don't care what style you play. When it comes to the playoff, though, you got to play defense. All
yeah,
that scoring goes down, defense intensity comes up. And so the fundamental, I don't care what you do, the fundamental things of life always come into play. How many times a week do you spell a word and you do the whole alphabet to find out where the letter comes from? It's just simple. It's just the fundamentals of life.
yeah,
And so, like you said, the fundamentals of the game, the rebounding, the posting up. Matter of fact, the other night they had a lane violation. Right, they had a lane violation. Well, how you gonna call that on him when everybody else was in the lane too? Because the guy hesitated on his free throw. And then
right.
we won't even talk about this modern Euro step thing with the trap. They don't even have. Do they have a pivot foot anymore?
Listen, everybody is the talent. I won't ever argue the quality of the talent and the physical ability of these guys. I think it's outstanding. It's better than it's ever been. They're more athletic. They're bigger, stronger, faster. All that. It's just I just think the game is being harmed long term with the way that it's played. And kids are coming in, man. All they want to do is shoot threes and stuff. So I think it just hurts the quality of play.
Well, I mean, it's funny because and that's 40 years, 45 years ago down. But when we were younger, right, it was all about going to the hole. Very, very seldom did you have any shooters, right? If you had a shooter back then, that was like he was like gold to you, right? But now it's one thing to be a shooter and just shooting,
right.
right?
Listen, the skill.
If you're a knockdown shooter, fine. But these people aren't knockdown shooter. Come on.
Yeah, it's a lot of these guys are outstanding. They got great talent, man. But the shooting is just gets to be a 3-point shootout every night, and I'm just like But we'll see what happens. I mean, I think OKC let Indiana hang around. You can't let them hang around.
You can't. You gotta knock them out.
Yep. I
mean, listen, if you got 19 turnovers and your team is supposed to be so great on D, then you got to turn those. You should be up 25-30, not just 15.
Yeah, so you got to finish them. Like the Knicks didn't learn that lesson in that first game too. So it's the same thing. You got to once you get them down, you got to put them away. But now,
and Oklahoma City's coach, he left SGA on the bench too long, fourth quarter. Right, you up, knock them out, then sit them down. That's what I say.
Yeah, the NBA, the playoffs and the finals is always about adjustments too. You have to adjust. One of the things going back to the Knicks was going into that last game. I wanted to see how quickly Tibbs would adjust to the way that Indiana adjusted to them, the way they played in MSG, and which was basically the Knicks they went crazy, played tough defense, and they expended everything they had. That last game, they were like a step slow. He didn't adjust to it. And maybe that's what the Knicks are thinking about from a leadership standpoint. Maybe it's where, Tibbs got to make the adjustments faster. He's a defensive coach. Listen, I thought the guy did a phenomenal job, man. He got the city excited about the Knicks again, man. And
I think too, one thing about that particular series was that though, Indiana, they getting contributions from everybody when they do play.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Tibbs don't play enough people to actually allow them a chance to contribute.
Yeah, that's true. He trimmed his bench down, but then you're not getting.
I mean, everybody cuts their rotation, but still, that you're always gonna have that one game where somebody out of nowhere, really contributes well. I know those situations matter when it comes to playoff time.
Once the Knicks lost, though, man, it just sucked all the basketball life out of me, man. I was like, I can't watch no more. So I may peek at the game maybe in the fourth quarter or something to kind of see the last 20, 15, 20 minutes. But I don't know. It kind of drained me once they went out. You know, when the Lakers was
I
out, and
I just saw a clip yesterday, Ron. Speaking of contributing, it was 2010. It was Artest was Meta World Peace was talking about Kobe passing him the ball, and he goes, "I was excited. He passed. I couldn't believe he passed it to me." And I heard Phil say, "Don't shoot it, don't shoot it," and I made it. He goes, and Kobe passed.
he's good with me for the rest of my life after his play in the finals in 2010. I hate that. Shout out to Meta, man.
Yeah, I mean, because that particular game, Kobe had nothing left.
Mm.
I mean, that's the first time I ever seen a game where game 7 where the superstar was dead out tired. He had nothing left.
Shout out to Meta.
Nothing left. And again, contributions from other people, right? The Paul Gasol, Meta World Peace, right? They came up huge.
That game reminded me of that reminded me of the 2012 Olympic game against the final against Spain, where Carmelo had nothing, Kobe had nothing. Bron took over late in the game because the Spaniards were right there, man. And Kobe ain't had nothing left. He was missing. Carmelo had nothing, and then Bron just took over and put him away. So hey, it's like that sometimes, man.
Well, and that's the thing I love about SGA game is when he came in, he started going to the hole. I was like, okay, he's gonna provide a knock. He missed his last 2 shots, but they were good shots.
Yeah, SGA is the perfect example of why you don't just trade away young talent. You have
no, you're absolutely right.
Have to give guys
and he doesn't he doesn't do stupid things, plays the game. This kid is so under control, it's unbelievable.
Let me tell you, when the Lakers were getting Bron back in 2018, and it took us 40 years to get top picks, and we had the Julius Randles and the Josh Harts and
we had Randall, we had Hart, we had Ingram, right? We had what's the name on the bench at the time? What's the big kid? Father played for the Phoenix Suns. What was the name?
And we had the kids from the kids from Michigan, the big kid that's down in Orlando now, right?
And we had Thomas O'Brien too. We had they had quite a few young people. Even they had Lonzo. They had a stack.
Mo Wagner.
But you made it back home. What's going on, Johnny John?
Man, what's going on,
look who we found today, John.
Oh Lord. Is it he?
Out from the Florida Keys back to
I ain't mad at that, man. I ain't mad at that. What we talking about? What y'all talking about?
We're talking about we're talking about basketball a little bit, about going to the basket as compared to jacking up 33s.
Oh man,
how I was saying how the Pacers and the Thunders actually play a little fundamental basketball, more so than majority of the other teams.
Yeah. I mean, I think Shea is a mid-range guy. I mean, I don't see.
He definitely. And I was talking about how people were complaining the fact that Shea goes to the foul line too much. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, I think he look the NBA, especially with guys of his star caliber, they're going to embellish a few times. You know what I'm saying? You're going to sell the call to the referee, and if the referee blow the whistle, then hey, you tell him not to do it. So I get where some people have a little criticism of Shea in that regard, but look, man, he's the MVP for a reason. And I'm actually rooting for the Pacers. But if people think that they can't go to Indiana and win 1 or 2 games, then you haven't been watching this team this season. But I don't have.
I think they might be in for 7.
No, yeah, I mean, listen. If what you need, if anybody should know watching these Pacers is that You cannot count them out. I mean,
Don't count them out. You got to knock them out.
yeah, you got to literally knock them out. So I'm all for this finals. I'm all for the fresh new faces. As we sort of as the Stephs and the Bronze and the KDs sort of ride off into the sunset. Um, it's important for the NBA to know that it's in good hands with the people that are coming after them. And this is a perfect opportunity to showcase two up and coming young 20 something stars to sort of propel the NBA into that next generation. So I'm all for it. There's some people, I think this is a series for true basketball fans. Now, you're not going to grab the casual. You may or may not. I haven't looked at the ratings for game one, but you may or may not grab the casual basketball fan who only watches or pays attention during the playoffs, or if Steph is in the finals, or if you know what I'm saying. This is a true series for true basketball fans, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, should be interesting. I was watching the other night, and I'm like, okay, y'all not putting them away. You're not putting them away. 15 points is not enough
Yeah, yeah,
nowadays with the 3 point, the way they do with the 3 point.
yeah.
I'm so disinterested. I watched the opening night of the Canadian Football League.
Canadian Football League. That's the Saskatchewan.
I mean, I get that sentiment. I mean, there's some people that are just so turned off by the NBA.
Well, and John, everyone doesn't have the means to watch things coming out of Canada.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I gotta talk. And Ron, remind me to call you after this broadcast, because I got a few questions about our little hookup that shall remain nameless for copyright purposes on the air.
Yeah, I called Ron yesterday. He hit me back. I FaceTimed you.
Oh, my bad. But I have to talk to you too. But it
Yeah.
was good though. Hey,
Probably out there on that deck chilling out.
you haven't missed any games, have you, John?
Say that again, Ron.
Haven't missed any games in the last 12 months, have you?
No, no, no. That's fine. I mean, look, bro, the sports it's just amazing on that platform. But just a few things I got some questions about. But back to the finals. I get Ron's sentiment, and I get a lot of people that are just so turned off by this era of NBA basketball. And listen, anybody who's listened to this show or listen to me knows that I'm not the biggest fan of this 3 point contest that we have every night. But
It's in the contest.
I mean, it is, you know what I'm saying? It's it's a 3 point contest that we have every night. But I do know that this is the type of series that, to me, and maybe I'm just an overly optimistic basketball fan, but this is the type of series I think that could regenerate and reignite the passion for the love of the game. It doesn't appear to be just a 3 point contest
Right.
in this game. It looks like real basketball strategy, real mid-range game, putbacks, cuts to the
Yeah,
back.
defense.
Man, that first 25, was it 19 first half turnovers?
Yeah, 19.
I mean, that defense was absolutely swarming, man. I
Well,
just,
and the thing is, the worst part about it though is it's very hard to play that type of defense
man,
48 minutes.
it was impressive.
And it kind of showed in the fourth quarter because Indiana had a couple open lane shots because the
Hmm.
rotations and stuff were off. So
Yeah,
as Ronald was saying earlier, you got to be able to make those adjustments on the fly. You just
yeah,
can't,
yeah.
you got to be able to adjust.
Yeah, I was telling John Herm, I thought in the Knick game, the final game against the Pacers, I thought Tibbs. I was curious to see when the game started. I said, I'm gonna see how quickly Tibbs can make the adjustments to the adjustments that Indiana made against them, given
Hmm.
had just come off of, right? And that's the thing, that the NBA Finals is all about adjustments. I'll take it back to when I remember when the Pistons and the Lakers were playing in the finals way back when, right? And I remember, it was like tit for tat. The Lakers would win a game, the Pistons would win a game, and it would be always be about, okay, how are we going to adjust to what that other team did that in the previous game, right? And I think that is so key in the finals because these are great coaches. These guys are paid big dollars to make adjustments and win.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's what it's about. I look, if the series is as it is, where guys are going to the hoop, it's good, solid, rough, hard-nosed basketball, and they're making plays and not shooting threes all the time, and it brings the league back and brings the interest. Hey man, I'm all for that too. I'm just becoming more of a football guy. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. Football will always and forever be my favorite sport, particularly college football. I'm not as big. I love the NFL, don't get me wrong, but it's college one, NBA, I mean NFL 1A or 1A, 1B, whatever. But I just think if the winner of this series, first of all, it'll be the first championship for either franchise.
Right.
Um, and then two, again, if it I'm so interested in this because it'll show and it'll demonstrate to the rest of the league that you don't have to have this three ball contest every night in order to win an NBA championship. And that's why I'm particularly interested in this league. You have one of the league's most potent offenses in Indiana versus the top defense in the league in OKC. So it's a clash of titans. It's a clash of styles. It may not have the big names of the New York Knicks and the Los Angeles Lakers, and you know what I'm saying, things that we've gotten spoiled by and become accustomed to, but it's anybody who really enjoys basketball, I think, would be entertained by this series. That was a very entertaining game, game one. You know what I'm saying? Very entertaining. So I'm looking forward to the rest of this series.
But Pat, how about your Tigers? How about your Tigers?
The Tigers still is June. It's still alive, John.
Listen, man. Hey, listen. I'm trying not to
Boy,
jinx.
Scoble probably gonna win Cy Young again. I don't know. Freed those is up there with him though.
I
But that's
mean,
gonna be
that's
interesting.
fine. I'm cool with Scoble if he don't. My thing is we have to lock him up long term. I think he's on a 1 year deal because of arbitration last year.
Right here, arbitration.
I don't want to
So
go.
is he unrestricted after this
I
year?
believe he's unrestricted. And it's not
Ooh,
like the NFL that have that franchise tag where you can just franchise
ooh,
guy. Listen,
wow.
man, I listen. He's
Well, yeah, because
proving his worth.
the one thing you won't hear this year that you did last year when it comes to him is trade time.
No, no.
Remember,
I mean,
remember last year trade, everybody talking about, oh, can they get are the Tigers gonna keep Scope? Because up until that point, they still were like way out of it.
well, it would have made a lot more sense to trade him last year because at the deadline, before we went on
Right.
that
Before you went on that
ridiculous
August
run
run.
that we
Yeah.
went,
Yeah.
we were more sellers instead of buyers at the trade deadline. But this year, we are looking. Now again, it's still early June. So look, we
spoke
got a
spoke like a true Tiger
whole
fan.
entire summer of baseball to play. But I mean, listen, man, they looking like a true contender. I wish we had another. I mean, obviously you can't replace Miggy. That type. I don't think we need that type of bat in the lineup. Um,
Would it hurt though?
it would not hurt. It would not hurt to have a nice cleanup guy in the lineup. Guys that they would have to walk. That guy, a guy that would get on. OBP, on base percentage, would be a little. So I'm looking. I'm cautiously optimistic with what the Tigers are doing. Plus the fact that they're a very young team, so they've got time to grow and develop. And if we can keep our ace and add a few arms to that rotation, man, watch out. Watch out.
Yeah,
Yeah. Pitching is key.
yeah,
Yep.
Pitching is definitely key. Right. Right now, even with the Yankees, uh, you know, we really we got one guy who if he's pitching, I want to watch the game. And that's Max Free. That kid,
Imagine.
uh, I mean, and he, you know, he was off a little against the Dodgers last week, but not. They were in the lead actually when he got taken
Mm-hmm.
out the game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Tigers
So
last year, that run with the young guys was probably the best thing for them because they built confidence and stuff, and they know that they
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
added Torres to play second base, and I think he's had a good first couple of months, and they're playing well. So again, John, I hope they can hold their guys. I just think it's good for baseball, man, for markets like Detroit and stuff to be back playing well, and then have
Yeah.
guys. You know what I mean? They had
yeah, it adds a whole nother level of excitement as
Oh
well.
man, listen, we love the Lions, we love the Tiger. I mean, we love the Lions, we love the Pistons.
But it's the
I'm
Tigers, boy. I'm
gonna
telling
tell
you.
you, dog, when that old English D, I'm telling you, bro, you get the feel of what a unbelievable baseball town this town can be. When those Tigers are good, man, what better way to spend a summer night than watching first place baseball Detroit Tigers team in Comerica Park. You can't beat that, man. You can't beat that.
Hey, man, listen, I understand all this other stuff. Nothing means nothing to me until after the Yankees win the World Series in October. I'm
I
telling
mean, it's nothing like that chill air in the October, bro, man. I love it. You know what I'm saying?
don't, don't, don't mention it. We just got rid of it last week, so don't
Oh, listen.
don't,
It's
don't,
crazy, brother.
don't mention it just yet. We just got rid of it last Sunday. Right,
Yeah,
the
I'm
chill,
I'm looking
that
forward to the
fall
rest of.
chill in the wet rain.
Yeah.
We just
I'm looking forward to the rest of this summer, though. I really think, again, I would like if we, cause since the trade deadline coming up, we're obviously buyers now instead of sellers. Um, if we can get I mean, it don't have to be a scuba level arm, but if we can get one more arm in that lineup, hopefully a lefty, um, and that, or maybe a decent bat, man. I don't see why the Tigers shouldn't be contenders to be the last team standing in October. I don't see that at all. So I mean, look, with the resurgence and the resurrection of Javier Baez, I'm still floored. We were ready to ship that dude out of the first boat out of town last year. It was just like, and for him to have this type of resurgence,
how old is Baez now?
I think he's 30 something. I don't know if
Ear-
he's.
Early 30s or mid 30s?
I can look it up. I think he's early 30s. I think he's
Like
early 30s.
31, 2.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
because really, uh, and people don't really talk about it much, John and Ron, but as good as Judge is, he's old.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
30, what, 32, 33 already.
Which is
Well,
older for
because
baseball.
and because he didn't come up till he was really 25.
Hmm.
yeah, he got a
Hmm.
So, the last, I mean, he's really maximized that 8-year window, that 25 to 33 window. He's really maximized it.
No doubt.
fantastic, man. I mean, the guy's hitting 398 still.
397.
That's insane.
Well, yeah, 397 because he was
Three
3
hits.
for 5 last night.
That's insane.
Yeah,
Almost a 400 batting average. That's
Yeah,
insane.
in June at that.
That's crazy.
With he's been 397, 21 homers, and 50 RBIs already.
he's just cooking, man.
They better be careful. They're gonna start checking him for the juice, bro. He
Hey,
better.
but they ain't talking about that the year when he hit the 62,
Yeah, yeah. I
two
mean,
years
he's
ago.
he's that deal. He's that
But
deal.
yeah, he's definitely maximized that one. That the one year he got hurt making that catch, he hit his foot on the
Mhm.
stone in LA. But other than that, he plays, he's consistent. Uh uh that definitely an individual who gets it.
And I think he's on a mission because he didn't have a particularly great showing in the World
Well,
Series last year.
as as a Yankee fan, they are relentless if you don't produce in October.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
no doubt about it.
he
I mean,
he he did not come
as
through for y'all
far as
in the World
well, I
Series
mean,
last year.
the World Series they all choked it up, but I mean, he hit a couple big home runs against Cleveland, but again, you had you had Watson and you had Stanton and Soto hitting even bigger homers.
Mm-hmm.
So what he
Mm-hmm.
did was kind of pushed
Right.
under the rug. But as a whole, you gotta have a 3-run homer game
Yeah.
like Reggie Jackson in order for you the fans to be happy with you in the World Series.
Yeah. I
You don't
mean,
produce any big slugger that don't produce like that from now on.
yeah.
That's what you're measured by
So,
when you
I
get into
mean,
the World Series.
and he's
Uh,
having a
as
monster
great,
season.
as consistent as Dave Winfield was for the Yankees,
Mm-hmm.
he gets no love and respect because he didn't produce 3 homers against anybody in the World Series. That's just how they are now because of what Reggie did.
Well, here's the thing. Given the fact they didn't re-sign Soto, and they got the guys they got, Paul Goldschmidt, excellent,
So
and
Goldschmidt's batting 327.
last night, and then then Cody Bellinger's has heated up over the last
Yeah,
30.
Cody's coming around too. Yeah,
The Yankees haven't skipped a beat.
and and they added defense with Bellinger as well.
They're in first place.
And Goldsmith, oh my gosh,
Goldschmidt's
he's
excellent.
been outstanding. First base.
Yeah, he's batting like 329, 330 at home run.
Well, when you think about it though, you have playing right now. You got 3 former MVPs playing, and you got one that's injured. That's Stanton. So
Yeah.
you have 10. You may have 4 former MVPs, all within 10 years of being an MVP, still on your squad. So
They'll be all right. They'll be okay. They'll be okay.
Yeah, but got to make it happen in October, fellas.
gotta make it happen in October.
Judd is having a monster season right
Yeah,
now,
Yeah.
brother.
it
You
actually it's
want to
kind
see
of
that
nice for me to
goodwill
watch
go
it.
away fast?
Yeah.
Have another World Series like he had last
Yeah,
year.
oh,
I'm telling you.
if he wins 2 chips, he's going right up to the
Oh yeah,
top. Probably
I mean, but
one of the greatest.
this is what separates the Derek Jeters and those type of
No doubt
dude,
about it. What
dude.
Jeter won, you can't complain. He
And
won.
he came through in clutch moments.
Clutch
It's
situation.
just,
Yeah,
I
no
mean, you know
doubt
what I'm
about it.
saying?
That stands you above the rest.
I
Yeah.
remember the home run against, was it Eric with against the Cardinals? I think.
The
I mean
Diamondbacks,
the Diamondbacks.
Mr.
Um,
November.
Mr. November, man, I'm telling
I,
you.
I was at your house that night.
That's right. That's that's right. That was Mr. November, man. I mean,
Mr.
you know,
November.
you have to create those moments if you're going to be, especially in Yankee lore. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta produce in October.
Jared, yep,
Your Yankee lore will skyrocket.
Let,
yep.
let, Jerry,
You produce in October.
Jared Jeter takes a lot. People are out of sight, out of mind in this microwave society that we live in, and people are always talking about the greatness of. The questions are always about who's the greatest this, who's the greatest that, who's the best player. Here's that, this, and another thing, right? Here's what I say. When a couple weeks ago, when Anthony Edwards was talking junk to Magic about Magic, he didn't have a left hand and yada yada, boo boo boo. Magic said his response. They asked him about it. His response was, I don't address people that don't have no championship."
Mic drop. Mic
Yeah,
drop.
See you, kid.
that was. Here's the thing I say. Jeter had 5. Magic's got 5. Kobe had 5. Right? Brian don't got 5. Steph ain't got 5. Shaq didn't have 5. All of these guys, do they talk about as distance? I don't care about none of that. Did you win the game? Because all that matters to me is chips. I remember one time somebody was talking junk to Kobe while he was injured. He was sitting on the bench and he went like this, and he counted them down. Right? You can talk about G. They can talk about G all they want. All G got to do is go like this. Go like this. That's it. And I remember one time Jeter was talking about how Yogi Berra was walking around spring training with 10 rings.
Yeah, 10.
He was like, yo, he said, I can't say nothing. Yogi Berra walking around here like
One for every finger and the
One
two
for
thumbs.
every finger.
so listen,
And
that's all
two
that
on the thumb.
all this other stuff don't matter. It does not matter. Did you win a chip? G is solid forever. You can talk all the junk you want, but he just go like this. That's it. Here's going. I want to take one step quick back on that point. When Bill Belichick was available as a head coach, right? Y'all remember about a year ago, before he went to North Carolina.
Right.
A year to two. And the Atlanta Falcons were searching for a coach. And the Atlanta Falcons of all teams, good Lord, they needed a coach. Bill Belichick was free to interview them 2 times, right? And they said, nah. Yo, Bill Belichick got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He got like 9 rings, right? Between being a coach with the Giants and then with the Patriots. All right, so what do you mean? So 9-time Super Bowl winning coach. You don't believe that he can help you get this?
Yeah, but y'all Lakers did the same thing when they passed when Phil Jackson, remember when he was willing to come out of retirement and they passed on him to hire Mike D'Antoni, who
Don't get me started. I can't stand that, Tony.
who
Yeah,
never won a who never sniffed at the championship a day in his life. I'm saying so. That's some people. I don't know. I mean, the rationale for that hire was well, we have Steve Nash, and Steve Nash was his point guard in Phoenix, and so he's better equipped to go. And you took a man that was willing to come out of retirement, 11-time champion, willing to come out of retirement, and said no. So I mean, that's that.
I agree. I to this day I'm still scratching a little
Yeah.
bit. I don't understand it. So this is what I'm saying, man. Like it's all about winning for me. Are we gonna win? Did you win a championship? Stop talking all this mess. Did you win?
Well, but here's the worst part about that, guys, is nowadays winning doesn't even matter for coaches. They fire you when you win.
Well, you don't win enough, or don't win
I mean,
again. Don't win.
the Knicks fired Tibbs. He won 50 games back to back.
That would.
The Nuggets fired Malone.
Did y'all talk about the Tibbs firing? I don't want to
Yeah,
repeat.
we mentioned it, but go ahead.
And
You hadn't signed on yet.
that was you. Here's a man who you could see the progression. You could
Yeah,
see the elevation. Go from first round loss to second round loss to took the Knicks further than they had been in 20 some odd years.
25. Never haven't been to conference final in 25.
25 years, and then you gone and they fired him. I'm like,
Hey, bro,
what?
man, it's crazy. I'm like the Knicks been garbage for a long time, man.
Yeah, I'm like, what? That to me, if I'm a coach looking for my next landing spot, that would give me pause, man. I mean, it ain't like you're on track. You are progressing every single year. And
Every
the super team era is over, so it's not like this is the era, the Golden State era, or the teams forming Voltron and stacking up on everybody. This guy was winning in this era, and it's like I mean, yeah, they blew a couple of leads in the conference finals, but they bounced, they battled back. I just don't understand that. That was weird to me. That was crazy.
James Dolan. James Dolan. That's all he
Was
is.
it
Worse.
was that Dolan or is that Lee Rose?
Both of them, man. Both of them. I mean, the Knicks were. I mean, yeah, the Knicks were dead. They were a dead franchise. Nobody want to go there. Nobody. My son said to me one time, he goes, "I don't even remember the Knicks ever as a good team." He's 25. So what does that tell you? I mean, come on, man.
Well, there's that window, right? There. Let's face it. Most young people are attracted to a team, one, if they're winning, or if their father somehow brands them with it, right? That's the two ways of very seldom do a lot of kids pick teams on their own. It's kind of the teams that are out there winning. Right. I know a little kid. He's a Detroit Lion fan. Lives in big Lion fan. Lives here in Albany. He's about 9 years old, John. Right. But his father's a 49er fan. He said he just picked them on his own because he liked the color of their uniform. He said. So again, he really has no long term. He's 9, so they haven't been winning all of his life yet. But he liked their uniform. Now they happen to be, a little more popular than before.
Mm-hmm.
His name was Donald Mance. He was a Lions fan. Elementary school all the way through high school. He used to wear his Lions jerseys all the time.
Who was that?
A kid named Donald Mance that I went to elementary school with. Went from elementary through high school.
Wow. Wow.
And so, like I say, but most part, the thing about people, for me, back when I was young, football, there were maybe 4 or 5 teams everybody liked, right? You had the Cowboys, Steelers, right? The Dolphins, Minnesota Vikings, and the Raiders. Those were like your top 5 at the time. Because they were the teams that were in the Super Bowl.
That's 150 miles away from New York City. I only knew one Giants fan growing up. One.
No, there weren't really any. No.
That's how garbage the Giants were.
And to tell you how low it was outside of New York City, actually, for one, you talk about the Giants being in Jersey. For the longest time, they were in Connecticut.
Yeah. Yeah.
They played at Yale. They played at Yale University. Well, no Giant fans around here. They got happy when Larry Zonka played for them.
Larry Zonka. Wow. That's the name I heard.
And you know what Zonka's famous for on the Giants is the fumble. The Joe Pacharchik fumble where he supposed to hand it. He was handing it to Zonka. Right? And Herm Edwards scoops it up and scored for the Eagles. That's what he did for the Giants. He part of the fumble.
I knew no.
And then back then, I think I knew more people who rooted for the Jets than the Giants.
Boy.
And the Jets were on everything. But then, it started changing 82 when they got LT, right? And then Parcell came along. Then everybody around here talking, I'm a Giant fan. Like, okay, yeah, okay. A lot of people, they got off the Pittsburgh and the Cowboy wagon and hopped on the Giants wagon.
I'm no Giant fan. I watch them because my father-in-law and my brother-in-law are big Giant fans, and I'm a New Yorker. I watch them and the Jets. If I had a team in New York that I rooted for, it would be the Bills, though. Because I was like,
the Bills are like my 1A team, actually.
Yeah, they
outside are. The Cowboy. I don't know if I can say the name right, but
would root for the Bills, John.
O.J. Simpson, I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. I mean, listen.
They used to call me Little O.J. Street football.
OJ, look.
They Ron laughing. He know.
Nicole Brown Simpson and all that dude. That dude was that dude back in the day. I mean, listen. I think he was better in Buffalo than he was.
Yeah. That when he got traded to San Francisco, that was the
49ers. Yeah.
The Buffalo years.
Yeah,
O.J. Simpson, Walt Frazier, Dr. J, them 3 are the guys who made endorsement deals huge, right? For athletes, right? Everybody remembers O.J. running through the airport for Hertz.
Yep.
Right. What was Dr. J's indisputable or something in his commercial? Right. And so and then Clyde, I mean, good Lord, Puma, anybody wore Puma know who wore Puma back in the day.
That's true.
The suede blue and silver Pumas. Come on, that's Clyde.
Clyde still got a Puma.
Got his name on it.
Got a lifetime Puma deal.
Listen, only person I knew that drove a Rolls Royce other than Clyde was Bishop Bell, John.
Hey, listen, he has two products. He had the Pumas and the Just for Men, which I still use.
Yeah,
You got that
yeah,
just for
yeah.
me.
The beard, yeah, the beard.
Hey,
And what? And matter of fact, I was reading not too long ago where Walt Frazier was actually one of the first athletes that set up classes for the younger athletes as far as what to do with your money and
Mm-hmm.
how to invest it and things like that. And you never really hear about that, but that's one thing he wanted to do because he didn't want to see guys uh, wasting and losing their money.
Got
next
it.
time I'm in the city, I'm gonna go to Clyde's Wine and Dine. I've always wanted to go to his restaurant. I think it's on 11th Avenue.
Oh, you got a restaurant in the city?
Yeah, they had it for years.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Clyde,
Cool.
yeah. Clyde or Frazier
that was my father.
still wearing, still dressing like Clyde, even in 2025.
All
But
right.
and that's the thing, uh, to be able to give back, and she just that that's one of the reasons why I'm still on the board and stuff at Little League because I'm trying to give back to the community, right?
Yes.
I mean, and watch the young kids grow and just the enjoyment of it all. Right? Can't play any longer, but I can still
Hey,
enjoy the process.
as I know, I probably overload y'all with football information, but I love the youth, man. I love to see the development of the guys, man. And I'm always amazed at what I see here in terms of the talent and the development. I mean, man, it is so amazing to see these guys, man, and like the facilities and stuff. Like these dudes are like I watched the Colony versus Albany High game the other night from last year. It was on YouTube. They got all the Albany High all their
Mhm.
and I was watching the guys. And when I first moved to Georgia, the thing I remember was the kids. There were just so many athletes. You know what I mean? Because my kids played,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
and it was just like there were just so many athletes in one place. You know, and I had just never seen it like that. So then when I was watching that game the other night, the Albany High versus Colony game, I just noticed the difference physically in the size of the kids. And I
Yeah. Totally, total difference.
looked like a JV game. I was like, man, and
Yeah.
I see the way the Texases and the Californias and the Georgias and stuff, and why they produce the athletes they do. It's really about the investment, man. I mean, you saw that. I sent you guys that new Buford High.
Yeah. You
Okay.
put the time and the money.
Man, they spent $62 million on a new high school football stadium out in Buford, Georgia, for their team. And Buford was ranked 7th in the country last year, and they won a lot of state championships at the lower levels. But they've gone up to big boy 6A football now, right?
Right. Right.
And the facility they have there now, they already had like I think 4 practice fields plus their stadium they were playing in, and now they built this new like cathedral to high school football with seats 10,000, and I'm just like, man, like try to convince a school district in New York State to do that.
Yeah. To invest the money in the
But they
facility.
don't take football seriously in New York State. That's not
No, they really don't. Well,
yeah.
really not as compared to like Georgia and
Yeah. Texas,
Texas.
Georgia.
They really don't invest in any of their sports like they do down there.
Yeah.
Uh, probably, uh, probably basketball and football gets the most money
Yep.
when it comes for like transportation and things. Matter of fact, I'm upset, and I hope somebody watching that'll hear me. Right? Okay, Jonathan. Yeah, I don't know if y'all know met Jonathan, Wanda's son Jonathan. Right? Uh, he's good play. He's on the track team, outstanding athlete. Uh, his top thing is the 200. He runs the 200 meters. Right. He qualified to go to the nationals in Philadelphia at UPenn. Big, Franklin Stadium and everything. Do you know that they're just paying for his registration
What?
to the meet? Right. Wanda's got to drive him down there, pay for her and his hotel room. They're just paying for the registration to the meet. I'm like you. I said, Jonathan, you know what? Next year we're gonna cross out Bethlehem on your jersey and just put Ratcliffe. Sad.
Transfer.
Sad. I mean, and so I was telling I wish I could send him to Bethlehem's good school though, far as academics. Um, but shout out goes to Vaughn Jr. in Baltimore. He's the coach of the year at Merva High School for track. Coach of the year
What's
down
up?
there. They won the state title in track as well. So shout out to my man Vaughn down in Baltimore doing a great job down there with the track team. Hey Vaughn, come get Jonathan.
Right, right.
And they produce many matter of fact, his son Justin is going to University of Maryland two-way. He's gonna run track and play football for
All
the
right.
University of Maryland. So
What's up?
shout out to them. Keep up the good work. The Vaughn family. His oldest son Vaughn the third. He goes to Alabama State. I think he does the hurdle 110 hurdles. I think he's oh my God. I think he's maybe I know he's in the top 5 or top 10. I know at least in the nation. Uh, for the 110 hurdle at Alabama State. So shout out to him as well. Good job. Keep up the good work. And any inspiring athletes, do well at your sport and also hit those books. That's even more important. That's a means to get into schools. And nowadays you're gonna need all kind of money because who knows what's gonna happen when it comes to funding for school based on our political thing. We won't get into that right now. We're happy to have Ron on today. We won't get him too fired up. But you guys go after it. There's funding out there. There's me. Use your abilities to better yourself.
I
Do
saw,
all you can do. Well, guys, it was good seeing both of you again today.
on this.
I know I'm scheduled. I think I do got another 12 o'clock game again next Saturday if it doesn't rain. But we're glad to be on with you for this little space of time today. Ron, John, we love you. We love you out there in this social media world.
Ron got something to say.
Any closing remarks?
Yeah, let me close on this. Since we were talking about track and field, I saw this little girl out in California. She won her, I think it was a 200 or 400 meter race, won a state championship, right? And the best way she flexed on them, she won a state championship. She immediately ran over to the sideline, grabbed.
Oh yeah, I saw that. They disqualified her.
That's a great flex right there.
What she did? What?
You remember the Olympics when the guy when he won, he fire extinguished his feet.
Mm-mm.
Well, the girl won the state title. She took the fire extinguisher and sprayed it on her feet, saying on fire.
Fire.
And they disqualified her, said she was showing this unsportsmanlike conduct.
I said, come on, man. That's a beautiful way to finish your race.
Oh, man.
Yeah, disqualified her.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, go Tigers, go Pacers.
Let's go Yankees. Let's go. Keep up.
All right, fellas. I'm out. Peace.